welcome to another AGENTWOW video, and I'm sitting here with Tony Piccirillo from AVRillo. Hi Tony, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Getting a slight deja vu here, as if we've done this before.
Well, it feels like it, almost. Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say, so first of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well.
So, unless you've been kind of living under a rock in the world of estate agency, you might not know who AVRillo are, but for most of you, certainly around this area, AVRillo are the conveyancing solicitors with a difference. And you'll recognise Tony from the various talks that he does around the place, but I'm going to let you introduce yourself and AVRillo and who you and AVRillo are.
Thank you very much. So AVRillo, we're a firm of solicitors, but we specialise solely in conveyancing, so that's what we do really. So we got a bit of an unusual background really for solicitors, because we started off as estate agents. So we started off about 30, I say we, myself and my brother, we were both estate agents. And really we became sick and tired of the fact we were working really hard. All agents work hard. We were working really hard, getting our deals done, getting good prices on the properties, providing great customer service, and actually we've been affected. We weren't earning the money we wanted. And when we looked at it, we thought, what's causing all this? And it came down to conveyancing really. It came down to not getting our deals across the line. Even now, you know, Rightmove published figures last year. The average bought rate across the UK is between 30 to 40%. That's a massive difference, you know. And when you look at that, you know, you can see that you're working really hard on almost half of your deals, and half of those are not going through. So we were just sick and tired of it, and we thought we've got to make a difference. We also didn't like the fact that we were working really hard, providing great customer service, and we ended up getting blamed for problems that our clients were having with the lawyers. You know, and that's completely wrong. You know, most of the time it's completely wrong. Most of the time it's nothing to do with us, but we've been blamed for it.
Well, you're the person in the middle. You're the guy.
Exactly. So even now, the property ombudsman, I saw them late last year, and they were saying most complaints against estate agents, a big part of that is down to communication, and a big part of that is to do with the work that they do after they tie the deal up. So however hard you work and you get a great price and all of this, you're still being blamed. And in today's society with social media being so active and things like this, you know, it's no good anymore to be associated with that. You know, and good isn't good enough anymore. You know, clients don't want good. Clients want great. You know, and if you're doing a great service and your lawyer's letting you down, that goes on you.
Yeah, it's your reputation. It's the end user is with the estate agent, not with the conveyancer.
Exactly right.
The main gripe that we get or that we hear from estate agents is, as you mentioned it before, is communication.
Yes.
But not with the client. This is communication with the solicitor acting for them.
Yeah, no, you know, a massive thing. What we realised as, you know, as former estate agents is actually that we're all in this together. You know, it's about teamwork, and we all want to achieve the same thing. The client wants to move. They want to buy or sell a house.
Yep.
It's really just as simple as that, really. And what happens is you kind of get this conflict between the lawyers thinking they want to find problems. You know, the estate agents thinking, I want to get solutions, don't want any problems, but really it's an amalgamation. You know, it's teamwork. You've got to understand what each other does, communicate with each other, pick up the phone and try and find resolutions, and that's really that's how we approach, you know, doing our conveyancing really.
So your key difference is the communication and the fact that you were agents, so you understand the process and are more, is it fair to say, on the agent's side? Is that probably unfair against everyone else?
Yeah, no, it's a really good question actually. I mean, I think the way we kind of say what we're about, you know, is where we do conveyancing the estate agent's way. Because we, you know, as they say, you can take the boy out of a estate agency, but you can't take the estate agent out of the boy.
So we've got a few people at AGENTWOW with that exact same.
Is that right? Yeah. You got to live with it. I mean, it's going to be with you forever. But so we find that actually we gravitate towards those sort of people. So a good number of people in our office are actually former estate agents. You know, so myself and my business partner, we used to be estate agents. And we've got quite a few people that used to be estate agents or in sales somehow. So if people come to our office, it's run like an estate agency. So, you know, we used to have morning meetings at estate agency. We have morning meetings at work now. You know, we discuss, you know, cases we want to push for the day. You know, cases we want to exchange, problem cases. So we all get involved to try and find solutions. Really, very much like our old agency days. So that we run it like that. But actually the whole structure is based on that as well. So when we were agents, we focused on abortive rates. You know, we didn't want anything to go abortive. You know, but it did. But we didn't want anything to go abortive. But because we focused on that, actually, you know, what you put your energy on, you tend to achieve. So our abortive rate, again, national average, right move, between 30 to 40%. Our abortive rate last year was 9%. So it's 91% of our cases get through to completion.
Well, let's pick up on that,
Yeah.
because obviously the abortive rate is the difference between making a good living and,
Yes.
and making a much better living.
Exactly.
And obviously the less, or the lower your abortive rate, the more
Yeah.
completions you're able to do, the
Yeah.
better you're going to do.
Yeah.
How do you get that down so low?
Yeah, so it's running it like an estate agency. That's essentially what it boils down to. And I'm going to share with you later how we can make agents. We do make agents a lot more money. So
Well, let's
double
do it.
people's-
Let's
do
do it.
now.
Let's
Okay,
do
right,
it.
okay,
That's
let's
what
do
we
it now.
want to know, isn't it,
Right,
guys?
okay, you want to know how to double your profits. Okay, here you go. So I'll be a bit slow, okay, because it's numbers, okay, so you can write this down. But say, for example, so let's look at last year's figures. Let's say an agency had the turnover, they had an abortive rate, let's say 30%, okay, say 20%, whatever, but their turnover amounted to £350,000. And say their overheads amounted to £300,000, okay, because you've still got to pay the staff, whatever business you do, you've got to pay the staff. You've got to pay your rent, you've got to pay your advertising, you've got to pay right move, you've got to pay your cars, leasing, whatever that is. So let's say that's 300,000. So the difference between 300,000 and 350 is £50,000.
Yeah.
So that's
Well,
your
maths is just
exactly,
about this.
exactly. So that's your net. I should have a graph for this. I should have a graph. But your profit was £50,000 last year. So let's say your average commission is £2,500. And let's say that I can save you by doing conveyancing, the agent's way, we can save 2 deals a month. So 2 times 2,500, your commission is £5,000. Times 12, £60,000.
I'm going to run out of fingers in a minute.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Should I repeat? You got that?
No, I've got it. I've got it. You've just upped me by 60 grand.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So your original profit was 50,000. I've got an extra £60,000. Even it's December, so you don't make that money. But essentially, that's doubling your profit. So that's £100,000 as opposed to 50, and that's what one of the reasons we became solicitors, because we were getting so fed up, because that's the cream. We all work really hard. And we're spending our time just getting deals in. But actually, until you're paid, it doesn't count, does it really? And not only is it affecting your pocket, it's affecting your reputation.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's great, and this is all just by taking a different approach. It's not really doing the work differently. It's the approach.
Yeah, approach. So we did it in 2 ways essentially. What we did is, first of all, we had really good people and we trained them like estate agents. So they'll pick up the phone. So if there's a problem, traditionally estate agents see, I can't say too much on camera, but traditionally, let's say estate agents would think solicitors wouldn't pick up the phone. That's their general perception. But we actually say pick up the phone. That's one of the first things they should do. So when there's a problem, rather than okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a letter and I'm going to send it in the post, so it'll get there next week, just pick up the phone. And if there's a problem, you'll know on day 1. You won't know on day 28. And so you start thinking of resolutions on day 1, not day 28, and that's where deals go abortive. So that one thing is the whole approach is very different. The staff actually are very different people because they like communication. And the other thing we do, we actually worry about the same things as we were when we were estate agents.
Well, that's it. It's being aligned, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's actually saying, right, we need to get this deal done. We know there's a time scale. There's nothing really newfangled. We speak to a lot of companies here. They come in and it's, what's kind of new. We've got prop tech. We've got this bit of software. We've got this. This is actually doing the opposite to a degree. It's going backwards and saying, actually, you know what? Let's not distance ourselves. Let's not put anything in place. We're going to speak to you. We're going to speak to you straight away, and we are going to help you get this deal done because we're both going to benefit from it.
Exactly. So that's what we've done. We've made it. I said the good things we learned from estate agency we brought into the conveyancing business. So the communication, the speaking, and things like this. The good thing that we learned from estate agency is to motivate people. You've got to actually motivate them and train them right and give them good luck, but you've got to pay them as well. So our staff actually get a really good basic, but they get commission as well. So that's really odd in the solicitor's practice.
But they're essentially working for the estate agent, with the estate agent to earn that commission. And this is where it kind of all gets a bit more interesting because, as you said, people are working together.
That's right. Yeah.
You mentioned the time period, the 28 days, the time
Yes.
period for the
Yeah.
those key kind of times where a deal does tend to go
Yeah.
south. At the point in time someone's engaged, we see this with every bit of tech we're using and every kind of bit of marketing technique. There is a point of engagement, whatever it may be. We talk a lot about social media and Facebook, for example. At the
Yeah.
point someone hits the like, at the point someone hits the share,
Yeah.
that's when they're most engaged, and that
Yeah.
peters down. You send
Exactly.
an email, the time they open the email, your newsletter,
Exactly.
they read it,
Yeah.
a couple of days later their engagement kind of drops because
Yeah.
it's that time, that's when you need to hit them.
Exactly.
And this is a very similar
It's
example.
very similar, because what we've done is we've got that great sort of customer service. I'll speak about that in a second. But what we've done also is we've actually got really good IT. We've spent a long time, a lot of money developing our own software. So what that means is that, and you made a great point. What our software does is actually build momentum up, and it actually pushes things to exchange contracts. So one of the good things that we've got is actually, so lawyers can't do everything fast. Okay, lots of agents think they can't do anything fast, but they can't do everything. But there's certain things. When we broke down the conveyancing process, looking at it as estate agents, we thought, what can we really do that can actually save a lot of time? If we put enough work into it, actually we'll save a lot of time in the future. So we spent a lot of time, a lot of money developing things that would fix big problems, but actually were pretty easy to do if you spend enough time and money. So one of the things we did is a normal instruction. So a lawyer, from getting a quote, getting a referral from an estate agent, to actually working on the file. So that's a big thing, actually being formally instructed, not just sending out the quote.
Yeah,
formally
of course,
instructed. The average is probably about 3 to sort of 5 weeks. So 3 to 5 weeks, nothing's happening. So we put a lot of effort
And
into that.
you've hit your deadline. You
You missed your
hit
deadline. So
end
it's
time,
5 weeks. People are, they did some research. Most people are looking to complete within 6 weeks. Now that's the public perception. If it's taking 5 weeks to be instructed, you're going to be way off. So what we did actually, we introduced some fantastic software, developed it ourselves. We're only people in the country that we've got this. It's our own software. We can get instructed on day one, like day one, half an hour if need be. If we work well, we can be instructed. That saves 5 weeks. So we've got loads of those little things like that actually push towards exchange of contracts.
So quicker time. You've looked at the processes to speed that up and make that more what the end user would want and what the agent would want, not what the solicitor wants, but what the actual process kind of needs to happen, and reduce that abortive rate and increase that kind of bottom line, and the communication and the kind of point of view that, hey, we're agents too. Look at us. You mentioned customer service. You said you were going to touch on that.
Thank you very much, Dan. So customer service is really important. It was important to us when we were agents.
Well, communication is the biggest bugbear that the agent has with the conveyancer.
Exactly. That is always, when we started off as estate agents, we were told by our manager, communication. It's still true today. So what we've done is, again, what we focused on as agents, we focused on as solicitors, and we kind of wanted to make sure that our clients got good service. So I mentioned that our staff get paid commission, but they only get commission if they do enough numbers, so they get deals to completion, but also if the customer service score is good as well. And they've got to get an outstanding customer service score so you even qualify for the commission. So for giving an example, we use something called the Net Promoter Score. Okay, the NPS score it's known. So I know lots of agents use that as well. So when we started off, we thought, look, we want to benchmark ourselves against good companies.
Fair enough.
And Net Promoter Score, for anyone that doesn't know, is that question you get asked when you go to John Lewis, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely to recommend us to friends and family. So we introduced that because that allowed us to not just compare ourselves with lawyers, but compare ourselves to like best businesses in the world. So that ranges from, you can get, the best score you can get is plus 100. Okay. So even people like, Wonga, I think last time I looked at it, had a score of minus 82. That's no surprise to many people, I imagine.
We're on video, so
okay,
we'll be quiet about that.
Exactly. And John Lewis, a great company, I think they give fantastic customer service, plus 45. So it's really hard to get, plus.
Yeah, of course.
Pluses. Generally in the UK, the top companies, best companies, like someone like Google, something like that, probably get plus about 72. So
I feel I need a drum roll here.
Yeah. So last year we got a plus score of 65.
Fantastic.
Okay, it's really pleased. This year, year's just started, but this year we're already on plus about 70 odd. So we're hoping to do better and better. And our staff only get paid a commission if they're plus 60. So they've got to be outstanding just to get that. So we really focus on that. The other thing, the other thing to sort of benchmark that is we actually have entered, benchmark that by entering a few competitions. And we've actually done very well.
Conveyancing competitions or just an egg and spoon?
Yes, egg and spoon is in my private life, so I won't mention that.
I'm a legend there, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see me at Parents' Day.
Exactly. Maybe afterwards we can. But we entered a competition to benchmark ourselves, and actually we are now the world's most award-winning conveyancers.
Hey,
and it's
awesome.
We're really
Told you I needed a drum roll.
Exactly. But we are really pleased about that. But what's made us pleased is actually we were former estate agents, so we come into the business new, and we've got the best bits from agency, and we're actually making people money. We won awards for best client service. We won 9 awards from the Sunday Times Best Conveyancers, Negotiator Awards. So lots of awards from the legal industry. But plus, what really makes us proud is we've won it from the estate agent industry, which is where we were from originally.
Where your heart is, I suppose.
Exactly.
Where your heart is. So, on to estate agency,
Yes.
because we ask everyone the same question
Okay.
in the various guys when we do these videos. Is
Not a trick question, is it?
There's absolutely no trick questions.
I've already shown you how double profits.
All it is that
Yeah.
the world of estate agency has changed quite a bit
Yes.
over the past few years, and certainly last year we saw an awful lot of changes.
Yeah.
Prop tech, more online,
Yeah.
all these things that are kind of a rapidly evolving market, and many of the experts like yourselves that come in say, yep, it's all very good, embrace this change to make yourselves more flexible, deal with the people that need to be dealt with, say, after hours, because that's the world that we live in.
Yeah.
But don't lose that core, estate agency, it's a service. And
Yeah,
very much what
100%,
you're doing is
100%.
offering a huge backup to that service.
Yeah.
But we always ask, what's next for agency? What is going to be that change that agents need to kind of go along with or could expect to see?
Well, I think the change is, as you said earlier on, it's very much going back to basics and doing the basics really, really well. I mean, it still is a people business, estate agent. You can have all the prop tech, and it does count. It's a massive difference. But the best prop tech is phone. That's prop tech, and that's what gets you in front of customers. And if you use that properly, use your phone properly, you're going to get business. So I think there are always going to be changes. But essentially, 2018, if you focused on your core, delivering a good service, always going the extra mile and focusing on your staff, getting your staff right and making sure they're motivated and really want to help their customers and give them wow moments, I think you'll do great.
And of course, use the right solicitors.
Oh, exactly. And focus on your conveyancing.
That's it. I'm going to get a net promoter score.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
Tony, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. We're going to put some details of the website
Thank you.
and where you might be speaking next and everything on the bottom of the page. But
Great. Thank you
until
very
next
much.
time, see you
Appreciate
soon.
it. Thank
Take
you.
care.
Cheers.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers.